All right, hey guys, welcome back. So I'm going to be going over my week. So and just going over runners and talking about them and how we could prepare for next week. Especially when we see a very strong runner at the end of the week. There's a very good chance that next week will we see something like that or something of that size next week, and we have to be prepared. So I'm prepared. I took a swing on UTSI. If you guys look at the daily chart right here, um, I mean it looks almost very similar to what was SGOC. So if you guys look, actually you guys can't see it. Hold on, let me put it up a little bit more. You guys can't see this. Hold on, let me try to edit the screen a little bit. Uh, oops. Okay, so here's the daily chart. Okay, I hope you guys can. Hold on. Okay. All right, so here's the daily chart right here, guys. Um, if you guys look, it has this. If you guys look at the date, this it ran like multiple days, or it had like a decent push right here in December, in the mid early December right here, and it kind of had a small rally until February, then kind of dipped right here until March, and just kind of faded, right? Now, if you go to SGOC, and mind you, and also let me go back to UTSI. I'm just giving you guys my thought process of why I played this stock. I'm not saying like, oh, this is a good stock, it's gonna run or anything. I'm not trying to um say something like that. I'm just trying to just show you my thought process of why I played a certain stock. So and hopefully you guys can learn and also apply it. So right here, and someone asked me how did you find UTSI? I just went on finviz.com, and I literally went to every single China name and just looked through every single chart or every single stock on Finviz until like I just typed every single China name one by one, down the list until I find something that looks pretty good. And UTSI was the best one. It looked really good, and I'm like, okay, I think this is great. So there are many other China names that didn't fit my criteria, but um, after searching over 50 to 100 stocks on Finviz in the China sector, UTSI fit the most, according to my analysis. So so yes, so remember it had a beginning run in the beginning of December right here, and then until July, right? So that's a good 6 months, right? Yeah, around 6 7 months, right? Now if you go look at SJOC, let me zoom in. SJOC, right? Same thing here. Look, and this was in late December, but UTSI was in just about early December, but it's still in December, right? Still at the end of 2020. Kind of has some more rally until March, and it just kind of dipped down further, consolidated, and then eventually, it ran, right? Quite similar. If you guys see the volume right here, some volume here. Um, UTSI, quite similar, right? Some volume, fade, March, and just kind of consolidates, right? Very similar daily charts. Also, if you go back, I mean, like once this thing gets over 250, this thing could definitely really go. I mean, look at the history. It has very little trading history. I mean, it's just kind of been going sideways in the fives, and if this thing goes over 10, I mean, that'd be huge. And SGOC does help. If SGOC goes over 1,000% and just continues to go to 30, $40, I mean, that would be huge. So UTSI would be a watch for continuation. If SGOC gaps up or consolidates a little bit and then goes up again, a UTSI would definitely be a potential play too later to next week. So we haven't seen any really true sympathies yet, but I mean, there's a bunch of people just kind of just spamming China tickers and just thinking everything is sympathy to CTSI, but it's not really. With sympathies, it's more than just China, right? People just thinking, oh, it's China name, low float. SGOC's float is actually not low. It only has a float of 30 million shares, and market cap is just over 100 mil. So that's not SGOC is not a low floater. So, um, hey Jen, nice to see you. Um, so with UTSI, it's not really low float, but its float size is also around 30 million, or I think it's 20, 30 million, something like that. And market cap is about also around like 40, 50 million market cap. Um, but people are the thing of people seeing is finding sympathies is easy, but like how I find sympathies, right, is I go to the sector or China or whatever the theme is, and then I sort it out by market cap, right? But the thing is with HGOC, it's a little bit more complicated, right? You have to find something that's it's not a low float. So finding a low floater, yes, it could run, but you have to find something that also has potential and it's kind of similar to SGOC. So IMT, if you guys look at IMTE, I mean look at the daily chart. I mean this doesn't really look it doesn't look like really um I mean it doesn't look really similar to SGOC. I mean, yes, it had like a run right here, but it was a really bad run, and then it ran again, ran again, and it's kind of like it's kind of skewed, right? It's not really exactly very similar to SGOC. I mean, look, it's like almost nowhere near it, right? It does have a couple days where it ran together, but nothing like overall, nothing really matches. UTSI though, I mean, this thing has potential. I mean, look at this. I mean, if I just zoom out, I could just see this thing at $3 easily, and potentially even higher. Look at SGOC. I mean, this thing just. I mean, you thought $4 was high or $5, but I mean, look what it did. I mean, it just went almost to $20 in a single day, trading just over 100 million volume over its market cap. And if you zoom back with SGOC, where it previously traded around $5, 8, 9, 10, and look, I mean, almost same thing as UTSI. If you go back, zoom back, only goes up to $9. Very, very similar, right? Run to 5, similar. So I believe UTSI is the best. I'm currently, only just over 50,000 shares. Um, all right, let's see. Let's go over your comments to see if you guys have any questions. Have an order at 8 for 5,000 shares in the first pullback. But I don't want to go on the weekend with red and cancel it. I would up a lot if I keep my order. In my eyes, I see this thing moving without me. I mean, yeah, definitely. If SGOC dips, um, Like right now, SGOC new support will be like around. I'm gonna do some levels right here. So like I guess previous levels will be right here, just over here around like 11. Um, as you can see over here, its previous breakout level was just around 11 bucks, and then look, it pulled back and it bounced off of it. So that's currently support, but it did close below 11 bucks. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm not sure if it can run again right away. I think it'll like stay at around 10, maybe 8 bucks before it runs again for multi-day. But let's just see what happens next week. Uh, it hit 2 Friday. If it moves 25%, that's already 250. Yeah. Yeah, with ETSI has a lot of potential. I mean, we just saw 500% runner run in one single day. Just insane. I have a feeling at least one of these China names is gonna do something like that. Like like we've been seeing like stocks halt. Like we're seeing halt mania. This previous week. Like almost a lot of stocks are just halting at least one time, right? It's just insane. So my account size has definitely been I'm my account size is just under 1 million right now. And I'm ready definitely to put the size in and aggressiveness next week if we see something. Was there a period when you were trading where you hesitated to trade and missed out on good runners? Oh, definitely, definitely. I definitely there's always setups that I've hesitated and missed. Like CarV. CarV. I kind of hesit. If we go back to before a halter right here, I was looking at CarV at around 17 bucks for a potential buy and potential support. But like this thing, was double digits, and I didn't really feel comfortable. If you look at the daily, actually no, yeah, daily right here, the support it was around like 17 bucks, right? Previous, it was opening right at resistance. So I knew some people that shorted it right here, some big short traders, trying to short this, but they definitely got burned on this. Um, but yeah, and I was looking for 17 buy right here, right? It's perfect. But this thing just went way too quick. I was hoping just for a little bit more consolidation, but it just went up and I just missed it. So, with this type of volatility, is either you in or you miss the entire thing, right? So next time, if I do see a setup, I'm not hesitating. I'm just gonna go in. Um, so it seems like when we're in a very strong bull market or a very hot market, support levels will be heavily respected, and so that's what I'm seeing so far. How to deal with it, man? You just to deal with these, you just gotta press the trigger. I mean, there's no other saying. I can't get any simpler than that. You just gotta press the trigger. Wish is more of a it's just way too crowded, and to be honest, I don't think it's in trend right now. It's just kind of going sideways right now. If you look at the daily, if you look at the daily right here, um, it's below all the EMAs, so I don't think it'll do anything crazy. Not too focused on this. Carvey, I heard they had some news. I'm not sure exactly. I kind of forgot. Let's see. Uh, I think it's because Carvey has a like high short interest. Let's see, Carvey. Yeah, Carvey is going up because it has a short float of almost 50%. Um, so basically 50% of Carvey shares are shorts or short shares. So that's why it had a massive squeeze. It's kind of similar to GME and AMC. They have huge short floats. Same thing with Carvey, 50%. I think Wall Street bets were on it because of the high short float. Um, Setups right now, I'm just looking for setups that have massive daily potential. Like Carvey, if you look over here, I mean, once this thing was over 17, I mean, this thing could easily go over 20 and much higher. I want to see stocks that have a lot of potential on the daily chart. If you see this, right, Carvey opened above this above these previous trading sessions, right, back in June, which this would act as support. Now that it's trading above it, and also same thing with neg right here. Look at this. Neg was also, if you look, I mean, no history whatsoever. I mean, look at this. Once it goes over 14 bucks, I mean, this thing can definitely go parabolic, and it did. Carvey setup. Can you walk through what your ideal entry would have been? So on Carvey, my ideal entry would have been right here. I would say just under, just over 17 bucks. And the main reason why is because if you look over here, like I was just talking about, um, it was previous, resistance was around 17 bucks, right? So people would be buying this as support. And then once this goes above, I mean, it's just clear to see much higher. So that would be my entry around $17. Um, as you can see right here, it looks like there was a lot of buying, dip buying right here. These lower wicks definitely indicate it's pretty bullish, and this thing should see upward move soon. So now, if you didn't see these wicks right here, and it was red, most likely this could go down to 1650s and lower, maybe 16 bucks. But in this case, there were a lot of buying action right here. This first red candle, actually, yeah, it got bought up really quickly, went down further, got up back really quickly, and pretty much, honestly, buying some at 17 bucks, scaling in, and then this new high right here, this 1 minute opening range of breakout, would be about 1750 break would be the full position right here to add. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't see this. Oh my goodness. Ah, but yeah, that would be my DI entry. The risk would be low of this candle, 1 minute can. Oh, sorry, I don't know. You guys can't see this. Oops. Um, hold on, let me just move it real quick. Like again, right here on Carvey, the entry. You see the lower wicks on the 1 minute. This indicates there's strong buying right here. So and risk would be this wick right here, lower wick, around 1670s, and then breakout, scale in some at 17, and then right here would be opening range of breakout of 1750s would be add signal right here. And once this broke over 1750s, this thing could definitely go. think we are trading completely opposite. Can you go over your Cohen trade this week and what you got in, got out? Okay, let's go over Cohen. Let's see if I can remember. Okay, so with Cohen, so I remember now. So right here, it closed green on this day, and during that time, MRIN and some of the big runners, the late runners, were just breaking out and making new highs, breaking out of previous daily highs. Let's see. You guys can't see this again. Hold on. So right here, this is what I saw. Right, this is what I saw. Um, and it closed green, right? And during this time, during this at this day, MRNs and most of the big runners were just breaking out previous daily highs. They were just making new highs, like very easily, right? So I was hoping CUEN would do something else, do something very similar to that. If you look at MRIN, I mean, it kind of did the same thing, right? It has a big push up, gaps down, looks kind of weak, and then comes right back up, next day. And that's what I was kind of expecting on CUEN too. Goes up, kind of gaps down, looks weak, and then moves up, and then once it opens around $7, or 740s, mid sevens, and then I'm anticipating for a rip over daily highs, which is about $9. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. It did gap up, but it closed very weak. I got in, if I remember, I think I got in the 580s, and then I got out in the sevens. Okay, show an A plus setup. A plus setup. Let's see. What's A plus setup? So, like maybe XCLA. So if you look at XCLA right here, I think this would be considered A plus right here. XCLA wasn't way too extended. I think it was only up like 8% or something like that. But it had the volume and you could play a lot of size into it. So the percentage doesn't really matter. Depends on the size. Right here, so A plus setup, it has to have a pattern, right? And it needs volume. So A plus setup consists of volume and pattern and market sentiment or a catalyst. So, this has the pattern, right? If you guys see this, you see this pennant or triangle. I call it big dog. Um, you can easily, this pattern is very easy to play. You can easily judge your risk and your reward, and that's why I love this pattern so much. Um, and it was within these triangles. So, once you see XCLA first push right, and it kind of pulls back, and then wait for it to. And some people love to like, I don't know, predict the dips and buy these dips, which is totally fine. If you really understand if you really understand what's going on, and you really kind of see and have a feel of the chart forming, by all means, you can add wherever you want. But for new people that like trying to predict these dips, it could be sometimes dangerous, and they might not always be. They might also add in, end up in disaster. You might add in dips, and it continues falling down further. Why? Because maybe you failed to recognize the pattern, or maybe it was just too high, or it didn't fit your criteria, right? Or maybe it didn't have a lot of volume. So, but usually I like to always wait for confirmation. So if I see this low right here, and I see this final breaking out of right here, then okay, great. That's great. I'll wait until this thing reaches the top, right? I want to see where it tops out at. And it looks like it tops out, after I see this pull back, then I'm like, okay, now I can make my line after the second top, right? We see the first top right here, then the second. So then that's when this is the first confirmation move right here that I can tell, okay, now this pattern seems to be forming now. It looks much better. So now I make this line and connect it. And now we don't see this. We don't see this yet. We just see this, right? We just see this. So I just want to make sure I make this top line first. And now we have to wait on, well, actually, no, we don't really have to wait on the second line because we already found this two bottom right here. It already bottomed right here. So I can just make my line right here. Some people like to make lines like all the way right here. Sometimes isn't the best. Usually I like to use a little bit from the current pattern right here, and not all the way back here. All the way back here is back here, right? I want to be able to make this pennant right here. I don't need to connect every single thing, perfectly as possible. So I already made my second line, and now I have my second line right here. So first top line I have, and then lower line. Now I can kind of very clearly see where the stock could potentially dip, and where I can potentially be buying. So yeah, buy dips right here. 340s. Another one 340s here. Goes up, pulls back. Right here more, and this is finally the breakout, right? This is considered A plus. It has the volume, has the pattern, and definitely has the strong trend. As you can see in the daily, definitely been trading very strong, right? It came back all the way back up from past few days. Mm, yeah, Louis. Your sticky notes. Make sure you go over them every single morning. Don't you know going dumb in your trade recently. Definitely go every single morning or before you trade to read them through. Before you take a trade, just go over them again and just make sure you stick to those sticky notes very, very well. Right now, I don't have my sticky notes anymore. I usually have like small posters on my wall, but um, I'm already used to the sticky notes. So would I have considered entry at 26? 26. Uh, I assume 26 is right here. Uh, but it's just way too crazy right here. I mean, I wouldn't probably enter it right here. Maybe right here. Maybe right here, but not here. But 26, like if you look at CAR-V, um, it's just very hard to tell. It's all hindsight. So I'll wait just let it see what it does. Let it retest VWAP right here and see what it does, and definitely came back up. So it's very risky business up here. Down here maybe, but up here is very risky, and it's just kind of tough to trade. During these times, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of chasing, a lot of FOMO. You're playing against those people that have a lot of FOMO and chasing, right? And it's gonna be very volatile, and it's gonna be very hard for you to pick out your trades. So, make sure when you see the gappers list, or when you have your own watch list, make sure they fit your criteria and have a game plan. So, yeah, Um, yeah, me too. Yeah, it gapped with 60%. It looked kind of extended, but at the same time, I recognized, I didn't recognize the large short float on CAR-V. I didn't recognize that, and just even the smallest details can definitely um, change the whole trade perspective. I didn't go on Finviz and check Carve's flow float. If I saw Carve's short float was over 50%, man, I would have been like, oh, I think this thing's gonna go, you know. And I heard that Wall Street bets were on it too. I'm like, okay. And plus, the market's just been hot, so I missed that one small detail, and well, I missed the entire thing. Yes, Jen, the hammers and the wicks is definitely a plus. That's if you learn those wicks and candles very well, you can kind of tell when things are gonna go very soon or not. So when the candle closes red, or the wicks are like this red right here, like so like right here, it closed really red, right? It closed like right at the lows. That means most likely it's gonna go down further. In this case, this thing halted right up, but then it came back right down. So I'm doing times of volatility. It's like that. Triangles are very easy to learn, and you just kind of have to see and let me go back over my XCLA. I think I played this. I think I did. It looked really good. So on XCLA, would you buy every single dip? I would buy most of the dips first. I was scaling first. Is always better than always buying a huge amount, because sometimes when you buy a huge amount over here, it could fake out and it could go up really quickly and come right back down and then possibly halt down, right? It'll be a huge fake out. It'll be disaster. So I would always recommend scaling in first into these dips, and then like having a feeling, right? You want to go in small first, right? So buy the dips, but don't go too big. Scale in, and that'll definitely decrease your risk. And you wouldn't be so scared of it dipping, right? Because well, you're in pretty small, so um, and you just buy these dips, right? You buy these dips and just wait for it to confirm. Like, okay, moves up now, has broken out right here. It looks pretty nice, right? It looks pretty good. Oh, it's dipped back down again. Okay, time for a little bit more ads right here. And then you just kind of wait, and once you have enough, you're like, okay, I think that's enough. I don't have to add up here anymore. I already have a good position size down here. So definitely, I recommend always scaling in first instead of going, buying a huge amount right at the end point. Would you be scaling immediately on the 360 break on XTLA? No. I would first scale out when I see like a really big volume candle right here. If you see the big volume candle, I'll scale some out, especially at high day. High day was at like 370, so maybe 370s. 370s, and from there I'll just see what it does after that. I'll let it move. I'll let it first consolidate and retest these EMAs and see what it does. If it looks to hold these EMAs and it looks to ride it, then I'll just scale some out more. Because when you see a big push like this, usually you want to wait for it to retest the 8 EMA or 20 EMA and just kind of see what it does, and then eventually it comes right back up, right? So some people will get scared, like, oh, this thing looks is pulling back after this, push. But this is normal. It's actually supposed to, retest support at least over the EMAs, and then should come another leg should come back up after this retest. So I'll say more 370s, not 360. Oh yes, definitely. When you see it, it just becomes visually much better, Jen. And once you like see these patterns more often, you kind of naturally, see them yourself. Um, or naturally have a feel like, okay, this thing could potentially do something like this. Have a pattern. This is one of my favorite patterns right here. One of my favorite. They don't always work, but in the past, definitely worked out much more than I lost. According to my trade statistics. How do you find sympathy plays real quick? I go on Finviz. So if you look right here, I just go to finviz.com and I just type in the ticker. Like for example, the lead runner is, for example, SGOC, right? SGOC. I just type that in right here, enter. Then down here you see three links: industrials, conglomerates, and it's also based in Hong Kong. So I would click on every single one. Mostly it's either the place where it's from or what sector. Industrials. This is more of a general sector, more wide. But these last two are more specific, and I want to look for more specific stocks. I want to have a um smaller list of names similar to this name. So most likely I'll be clicking this name in the middle and just kind of sort it out right here. If you see these tickers, right, there's only 13 tickers in this sector or this industry. So it's sorted by industry right here. And then I click market cap, sort it out from least market cap to highest. And as you can see, SGOC is right here. Has a market cap of actually almost 100. Well, after what's been trading, it's almost a billion market cap. What the heck? Um, Actually, yeah, market cap's almost $1 billion, which is crazy. The shares outstanding is 100 mil, which almost traded that much. Actually traded over its shares outstanding. So this thing could definitely go. Definitely. So yeah, maybe CATX, IGC, but you wanna go through these stocks individually and look at the daily charts. So if you look over here, click on CTX, and just kind of compare like where like first you want to look at the first main runner, which is SJOC. Where did it run in the past? If you look over here, SJOC ran in the past in December 30, traded um 10 mil volume right here. See 10 mil and December 30, the date right here. And you want to look for similarities within this chart. Now you don't see UTSI over here because I looked at every single stock here. It didn't, GRNQ. People are saying GRNQ sympathy. Yeah, it is same. Not based on Hong Kong though, but its daily chart looks very, very different from SGOC. So that's why I didn't like that. Um, so yeah, none of these really fit my criteria. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to every single Hong Kong name. There's only one Hong Kong name within this industry, so I just clicked on Hong Kong. I did it by price. I didn't do it by market cap because I'm not looking for low floats. I'm looking for around some. I want to look for the charts. I'm focusing on daily charts now, not on uh industry anymore. So I just went right here. Actually, no, I actually went to I just did China names. So let's see China. Just go to China name right here. So I just clicked on any China name. I click China. I did it by price. And as you can see, it starts in the pennies, which I don't want pennies anymore. But I just looked at stocks that are around one, in the low ones, maybe twos. one by one. I typed it in my broker one by one, just looking at the daily chart. See what potential it has. One by one, every single stock. Where's UTSI? Right here. UTSI right here. 30%, up to 30%. So, and I like this the best. So that's how I found these sympathies. And it's also mentioned on my blog on my website, Sympathy Plays, and how I find them. Can you explain what you look for confirmation? I'm thinking either candle formation. Confirmation can be in many things, right? If you look at XCLA right here, it pulls back, makes this low, right? And then right here, if you look here, it goes up, comes back down, but then comes right back up. Now we have a double bottom right here. Now I can make this lower trend line and connect the dots right here. And pretend you don't see any of this. Pretend you don't see any of these candles, and you just see this. So you just draw that, and it broken out over this previous few candles right here, which was around 345. So this is a confirmation that this thing potentially could see a pennant. And then now this thing actually it tried to test this right here, this level right here, 360s. It rejected. So that's extra confirmation that okay, now I can make my upward trend line now and connect the dots again. Now I have a full triangle. Now it's just time. Now I'm just waiting for this thing to pull back to this lower trend line where I can buy. So some right here in 340s, some again right here, and now that you have this lower trend line from earlier that you made right here, you kind of very easily see where the stock will end up trading and where your dip buys will be. So that could be confirmation right there. It could be from dips, from support, this double bottom, and this breakout right here. You can't scale in when your margin, because I want to scale out. I'm pretty sure I don't remember exactly. I remember I used to have a Robin account under PDT and I was able to scale in, but I'm not exactly sure. At that time, I just played it safe. I just bought one because I had a pretty small account, so I just bought like just one size, like one everything at once, and then I think you're able to scale out, but not scale in. I think that's the case for me, or if I remember correctly. Can you go over how you scale 25% to 50%? Uh, what do you mean by 25? Like scale out, or like if I was to scale in, like for example, my account is sitting like maybe I'll scale in maybe like one to two, maybe like 10 to 20% of my buying power. So for example, if your account is at $10,000, or let's say $100,000, right? $100,000 to make it easy. $100,000, you scale in maybe like 10 to 20% of your buying power in a certain stock. And then once time goes, you kind of see more confirmation, you like what you're seeing, then you can buy more and scale in more. So using total 50% of your buying power. And once you see really good setup and you're really liking it, and you really have good confidence, hey, you can go to 80 to 100% of your entire account. Um, so It all depends on what the stock is telling you. If you're getting too early and you have not much data, you don't have enough, data to support your entry. Going all in is not recommended. It's kind of a mistake. You're just exposing yourself to more risk. You want to scale in properly, let the chart do its thing, and then once you start liking it and it starts to look a lot better like this, then you can scale in more. So it depends on how you feel. So yeah, it depends on how you feel. There is no set percentage of how much you should scale in. Just do it by piece, right? Piece by piece. Market cap is it's like how much the stock is like valued. I think it's like shares outstanding times uh or something like that. Yeah, shares outstanding times its share price. I think that's the formula to get your market cap total. So like maybe it's float or how many shares outstanding times its current price. So like XCLA, if you do uh I don't know its uh shares outstanding, but if you do the math, that should be around the market cap of the stock. So share price times shares outstanding, and that should equal your market cap. Hey, what's up, Twitch dude? Uh, TD won't let you. Yeah, that's TD's problem. If you could switch to a different broker. You wanna when you're trading, broker is very important. So make sure you want a broker that's for you, right? That's for you. They might have like good charting, but you want to trade something that's for you. So maybe don't trade with TD. Maybe trade with someone else, but you can still use TD charts on the side. Um, Yeah, definitely. Try someone else out. Expand. In case one broker doesn't work, try something else. So in case one goes wrong, you can always try something else. There's many brokers out there. I mean, I've been, I tried many brokers like TD. It was amazing until it didn't work out and I had to move. They didn't like me or something, or they don't want me doing business with them. So I switched. I did E Trade, same thing. Now I'm trade zero. I love trade zero. Yeah, Trade Zero is good. I love it so far. Their Trade Zero's charts aren't really so great, but it's not really a big deal. E Trade's okay. E Trade's decent. It's good overall. But their executions are a little bit kind of funky sometimes. Um, I tried to cancel orders and it wouldn't let me cancel. It wouldn't let me sell either. I've had those times and I lost like over 30 grand for no reason. And they were able to reimburse me like about half of it. I guess I got lucky. They said I got lucky because I was actually putting orders out there to sell. But if I didn't have any proof, they wouldn't even give me money back or reimburse me at all. So E-Trade's a little bit funky sometimes. I think Trade Zero is the best so far. So far of every single broker I've tried, I think Trade Zero is the best. Plus Trade Zero support is very fast. I just call them up, and they almost literally pick up almost right away. I mean, that's dedication right there. That's great service right there. So Will I do another small account challenge? My small account challenge actually turned into a long-term account. Well, it turned into a long-term, or like just a small, like a small account long-term, like just buy whatever and just hold it. Long-term, just to see, just to expose myself to that. Doing a small account challenge is kind of tough. I'm already like I have multiple accounts. I'm already trading multiple times at the same time, and doing a small account challenge at the same time is not easy. But I do have like I do have an account. I started like with 5 grand, and now it's up just over 60 grand right now. Um, and mostly I do swings on that. I don't do really much day trading. I do more swing on these smaller accounts. So maybe I might do another small account challenge. But as of right now, not now. But I think in the future I will do another one. For you guys, I'm going to be starting with $1,000 and do it from there. So yeah, definitely. I definitely might. Maybe next year, once my Robinhood funds, I'll sell. I'll sell everything I have. Oh well, that's I don't want to sell though. Um, I don't know, are you guys still using Robinhood? Um, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm insane? Yeah, and these small cap, like you can day trade and swing trade at the same time, and that's what I'm learning right now. I'm learning more to swing trade better. I used to really suck at swing trading. Like I wouldn't even sleep. I wouldn't have a good plan. I just kind of it's mostly based on emotions, right? But now I'm kind of like getting used to it now and kind of getting the hang of swinging a little bit. So and it's definitely been working out. Sometime. Sometimes it gaps up. Sometimes it doesn't. But with swinging, I used to swing like all in back when I had a $100,000 account. But now I have it like an account worth almost $1 million. I'm not swinging that much overnight, so I'm kind of getting used to like, okay, be easy on the buying, like on pressing the buy button because before when my account was under 100 grand, I would literally just buy everything until I can't buy anymore, right? I can't do that with a $1 million account because I literally would be just buying everything and could easily make a stock go over 10, 20% easily. So I don't want to be doing that. And if I have too much size, that also won't be good because I'll be getting slippage and I could end up with a loss. Even though I was up, I could end up as a loss in the end if I scale out. Or just, if I just dump everything, that wouldn't be good either. It'll ruin everything, and plus, I will get slippage and I will turn out to have a huge loss if the stock is very, very light. So I'm starting to focus more on stocks that have more liquidity and trading more volume per minute than low volume stocks. So I have to be careful and be more mindful of that. Um, oh yeah, Louis, if I'm 5K, 60K, um, like I said, just focus. Like I don't know how long you've been trading. I think you've been trading for what 2 years now. I think, or just a year, or just a year and a half. I'm not sure. But it all comes with time, and everyone has a different learning curve, right? Everyone has a different learning curve. What I believe in is I was self-taught. The only time I like bought or subscribed to someone was Timothy Sykes. I subscribed to him for like 3 months, um, it was I just wasted almost well, it was 150 bucks, $150 per month. So I wasted that much. But honestly, I mean, it was all right. I mean, kind of exposed me to that, but I kind of knew. I just wanted to know if it was legit, and it was pretty legit. But at the same time, like I don't think it's giving me value, so I just stopped. There's so many much more valuable content on YouTube, and there are some people that are also teaching for free, just like what I'm doing. They're going live, they're uploading videos, and even and I just watched every single one of those people. You know, it wasn't just always one person. I learned from many other people, and just kind of um, just put everything together and just kind of see what my style was. So, I believe in dedication. I believe in free education. You know, as long as you have dedication, you'll be successful, and just continue to be consistent. Yes, you can pay someone to teach you. It could, I mean, yeah, it could definitely lower your learning curve. Um, but these days there's just a bunch of BS out there. I mean, it's kind of rare, you know, um, finding someone that's actually legit. So yeah, it's just a bunch of BS right there right now. So I'm just doing my own thing, just teaching. Nothing really special. Let's see. Yeah, I have multiple brokerages. I have Fidelity, I have Webull. I trade. I also have Trade Zero. I have Vanguard. I have different brokers, so everything's diversified. And I trade with all of them. FM Wizards. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know you're late, but it's okay. Don't worry. The stream is being recorded, so it'll be uploaded to YouTube once the stream is over. So don't worry about that. Um, Tim Dyke, Tim Sykes. Sorry. um, Rainer is really good also. I don't know who Rainer is. I love where you're at. RRT has the best. Yeah, definitely, definitely. RRT does definitely have a great community. Eric definitely built that up straight up from the ground, and he's put a lot into it. So it's a great community. Um, Getting into RT. Yeah, RT. That's definitely Louis. There's no shame in going to other places. You want to learn from everything. Just try it out, and if you don't like it, you just might lose like a couple dollars here and there, right? Um, so it won't hurt, right? You're young. For those young people out there that are just starting to trade, um, you guys have a lot to lose. It's not like you have a family. You don't have no obligations in life. You don't have many of those, right? When you're young, you want to do as much as possible, right? It doesn't matter where if it's worth it or not. Just want to go for it. When you're young, you can take more risk. And when there's more risk, there's more reward. Just think about it like that. So, yeah, Sykes is kind of whack. Yeah, I kind of agree. But still respect to him. He kind of started everything. He was big back then, and he kind of jump started all of these day trading gurus and everything else. He jump started. He was kind of like he was the father figure of penny stock trading. Um, so, but yeah, he's getting too old, and he's kind of getting boring and repetitive. Yes, there's definitely. I remember this when he was, when he was still working. Great guy with great energy, and he definitely put dedication in. And right now, I still remember the day he, left his job, it was very inspiring just to hear about that. So there's a lot of events in our life that we go through, but yeah, Thiz is a really great guy. Um, yep, RT. RT is just all about education, right? Education. People also, well, we used to post profits, but not anymore. Eric's kind of, he's I think he's on vacation, I think. So it's kind of quiet without him. I mean, he's on sometimes, but not as active before. Yeah, definitely. Definitely try it out, Louis. Go to RT, join it, and if you like it, you know, and if you feel like there's a lot of value to you, go ahead. Um, there's a very great community. Also, there's people that actually um, go. They go live. Well, they have a voice room, so some of the guys trade um, and talking at the same time, like what they're looking at, or um, what the potential setups are going up or setting up. So that's good. That's good too. So it's almost live trading, except not visually, but I mean it's also visually too if you type in what they say. But yeah, it's definitely helpful. Um, RT is another chat room. It's like Ninja Trading, except um, it's a bigger community that has a lot of dedicated people. Um, yes, royalty trading. A lot of people. So a lot of community people there. They talk about stocks. Dedicated people. I can tell you. I'm also in there. Yeah, Eric's been definitely missing in action. Yeah, but that I understand from Eric's sense. He's taking a break, and he's been going through a lot of stuff recently. So that's fine. Let's see my big trades. This week I ended this week I'm up. Let's do some quick math real quick, right? So I didn't do the math yet. So on Tuesday I made 107,543 bucks. Wednesday 13,971. Thursday 40,191, and Friday 78,254. Okay, so this week I made $239,959. I don't know if that's a record or not. I think that's not a record yet. I think the record was just under 300 grand in 1 week, but I don't remember exactly. But yeah, this last month was more scaling up. I didn't take any money out yet. I started with 50 grand, and now it's just my account is just sitting just under $1 million. Well, it's at 940 right now. If UTSI does gap up, I will be close to $1 million. Um, so I just been grinding my account every single day. I had my most biggest trades and I had my most biggest losers. Um, during this month journey of just increasing my size and trying new strategies, which has gone pretty well. Trying new strategies. Um, Usually you're supposed to go small on them, but I don't know how I managed to work it out, but it just keeps working. So yeah. Yeah, Eric. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm Eric's older brother. Yeah, Eric's been taking a break since February. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, some of you guys knew we're brothers. Some doesn't know. Finally. Oh no, not me. I'm the oldest. Yeah, I don't know. I thought some people knew, or I thought most people knew, but I guess some people don't. Yeah, we're related. We're close brothers. Eric's my younger brother, and I'm his older brother.